My video partner is going to work around the issue of interacting with social groups and how the ambivalence is affecting her on the social domain. Welcome back, Carrie. I'm glad to see you here today.
We're glad to be back.
Good. Yes. So today, like we talked about last time, I want to focus on an issue that we identified last time, which was going out in social situations. So could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, we've talked about the fact that, if I isolate and I stay at home, I really get depressed and, things really start to get dark for me. So I try and go out and have fun with my friends. And, I think everyone does. I mean, I think that's a pretty normal thing. But then just every now and then, it'll just turn out bad, and I don't know why.
Okay. So what happens when it turns out bad?
Well, I mean, usually when it turns out bad, it turns out pretty bad. I mean, using cocaine with strangers in the back of a police car after having been in a fist fight type bad.
Right. Okay. And how does it always turn out bad?
No, and that's the thing is I don't know why 9 times out of 10 it's great. But, on that 10th time, it goes from this is exactly what I want to I don't know what's happening.
Okay. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. You talked about not being isolated. And so I think that's good and a good thing that we kind of focused on to make sure you're still having those social interactions. So when you tell me more about when you go into one of those nights of hanging out with your friends, how does it all start?
Well, I mean, it just kind of depends. I mean, we may agree to meet up to do like dinner and drinks or go play some pool, and then, we'll kind of go out and have fun, and then, someone will suggest something, and if it sounds fun, we do it, and then, it just kind of keeps building and building and building until we either go home or we don't.
And would you say it's your same group of friends that this is always happening with?
Not always. I mean, it always starts with my group of friends, but then, we may decide to leave where we're at and go to a different bar. And, a couple people may leave at that point in time, but, and then whenever we get where we're going, we pick up a couple people. And I mean, there were some nights I ended up with people that I didn't even know. Okay. None of my original friends are there, but, we just kind of got caught up.
So these situations that we've identified as being where more risky or dangerous things happen, do you feel that it's worth it when you think about going out in a social situation again, if that might happen?
Well, no. I mean, I'd like to be able to just, have the 9 out of 10 be all 10 out of 10. I'd like to just go out and have fun, but, I don't know what it is that, I mean, maybe I'm just unlucky. I don't know. Maybe it's...
Okay. So knowing that something bad might happen, would you still choose to go out if you knew that at the start of the night?
Well, rather than, stay at home and do nothing.
Okay.
I mean, if I knew ahead of time that it was hey, I'm going to get arrested tonight if I leave, no. Okay. But, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get arrested or if I'm not. I mean, it's easy to say that if, this was going to be the outcome, sure, I can make great choices.
Right. So, it does sound like you enjoy your time with your friends, but there's still some things that cause problems when you go out. So what would be some good things that you enjoy going out? We already talked about social interaction. What are some more good things about getting to go out?
Well, I mean, it's good to go blow off steam and have a beer or two, or, sometimes we'll do stuff like, go do yoga in the park, or my friends from my martial arts class back when I was doing that. But yeah, I mean, just anymore, I'm not doing the kind of activities, so it's just more of a, hey, let's meet up and go out to eat or go play pool, or they're just kind of they're not very planned. It's just kind of a, hey, we're going, do you want to come? And why not?
Okay. And then we did talk about some dangers that happen when you go out. Is there any other reasons that you might not go out with your friends?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I did, my recent relapse was because I went out. But, I was able to do that for several months and not relapse on cocaine.
Okay. And during that time, did you still go out with your friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just drank.
So what made it different that one time?
Well, I mean, it's, Kimmy wanted to go to this one bar, and, I've used cocaine with a couple of people there before, and, I said, all right, well, maybe I should go home. And then she's like, well, you never come out. And then I hadn't seen her for a while. But, so she just kind of, gave me the third degree about leaving early. So, I went ahead and went. And, ran into people that I hadn't seen in a while. And then, I wanted to leave again. And then they're like, hey, hello. So it's just, one thing just led to another. And
okay.
Here I am.
And you said your friend's name was Kimmy?
Yeah.
Had you gone out with her before? In that time when you didn't relapse?
Initially. It just been a while. I hadn't seen her.
Okay. Great. I'm just trying to think of maybe some ways, some differences from other times you've gone out in that time for your relapse. And you said you've been doing well now with using cocaine sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's always
good. Not where I want to be, but...
Right. Okay. Well, we'll work on that issue another time. I do want to focus on this, but I don't want you to think I'm not hearing what you're saying about that. So when we're looking at this whole big issue of your interactions in social situations, I know, like, you've said a lot of things that could change, and that could be overwhelming, or things you don't want to change. But what is one thing that could help right now that we could work on changing?
I mean, I'd like to be able to go out like a normal person.
Okay.
I mean, I see people being able to go out, have a drink or two, and go home by like 9 or 10.
Right.
And it just never seems to happen for me. Like, I don't know why. It's not something where, I'm out or I'm in. And when I'm in, I'm depressed. So I don't want to be in. Right.
So finding that balance of not staying inside, but not getting to the extreme dangerous situations. Okay. Well, that's great. You did great work today. That's all I have for you. And I will see you next time.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.